Welcome back to another financial update. It is the 5th of October, 2020. It is 8:28 in the morning. I am caffeinated, I am energized, I have worked out, and I have fed myself. I am a few days behind. I did let my friends on Social Galactic know that I would be back today, but at the end of last week, I ended up getting really slammed with work, and I just didn't have time to release a daily weekly update. And that's going to happen from time to time, right? I mean, I gotta focus on what I make money on, and it's not this. But I love doing these videos because it teaches folks like you guys who don't know much about any of this stuff a little bit about what's going on financially in your world, and then it also forces me to read this news every day and have an idea of what's going on. And first thing I noticed today was, I mean, when I get up, which is usually, and I'm not bullshitting, it's like 4:35 a.m., I did see that something like crypto was doing very well, and then as soon as the stock market opened at 6:30 a.m. my time, I mean, we can see that the market is very favorable right now, and that's very much likely because the God Emperor, President Trump, is going to get out of the hospital. He is not going to be getting hurt or dying from the coronavirus. I mean, shit, I could be way wrong. Let's see how this week ends, but it looks like he's going to beat this thing, and he is probably going to later this week talk about all the therapeutics and pills that he took to make it happen, and like possibly showcase how bad this whole, political hoax really is. I mean, the virus is real, but it is being used for political purposes, and the media is trying to make it something that it isn't, and all this shutdown crap is for nothing. But let's talk about the Bitcoin price of the news today, which is that Bitcoin touched 10,750 on President Trump hospital release news. And I mean, all the markets are up on this, guys. I mean, let's take a look at gold right now. Look at that. All in the green. I didn't buy any silver because it never dipped below 21 like I said it was going to, or I should say like I said I would buy if it did. But everything's coming back up. I mean, gold's in the low 1900s again, and silver is around 24. I still think these are okay to buy, especially gold right now. I'm going to quit out of that. Read this article. Despite some fears that Bitcoin and the U.S. stock futures could drop following President Trump's hospitalization, the markets have remained calm. In fact, BTC and some altcoins have marked minor gains, and the market cap has increased by about $6 billion in a day. As reported yesterday, the primary crypto had remained calm over the weekend. Nevertheless, President Trump's hospitalization on late Friday after Wall Street closed for trading raised some concerns that when the stock futures opened on Sunday, all markets could head south. However, such a scenario hasn't materialized yet. The U.S. stock futures opening for trading hours ago, but there's no volatility in either direction. Except that my portfolio is way in the green. The situation has changed after Trump's doctors claimed that he's doing well and could be discharged later today. Moreover, the circulating reports for fresh economic stimulus could actually drive the prices upwards as it happened before. The increased correlation between Bitcoin and Wall Street could prompt gains for the cryptocurrency. In the past 24 hours, BTC has already started rising slightly. Bitcoin broke out of yesterday's range, blah, blah, blah. Look, if we've been looking at this stuff, which we have, and I've been following these price watching for years, but especially these last 3 months, I've been looking at it daily, if not a few times per day. I mean, Bitcoin keeps trading sideways between like 10,500 and 11,500. It doesn't surprise me that Bitcoin's up, but it's not exciting to me at this point. I mean, whoop-de-doo, a $10,750 Bitcoin. Like, okay, great news, but this is what I want to see. Look at this this ad for this article. If we do hit 14K by the end of 2020, that is going to be way more exciting to me and to you. Altcoins follow along. Most alternative coins are in the green today. Ethereum has jumped by 1.5%. It trades above 350. Ripple did gain almost 10% this weekend. But again, like, what's 10% of 24 cents? 2.4 cents. And so it went up to 25 something cents. And whoop-de-effing-do, I bought into Ripple when it was 36 cents. Sure, I bought some more when it was 17. I bought some when it was 85 cents. Like, I don't care about 25-cent Ripple. I mean, that's awesome. But let's see it go back to $3.50 before we get super excited, or maybe even $1. Supposedly Ripple has a big conference next week, and that is likely the reason why the price is up. I'm not going to read the rest of this. Something else all y'all should be aware about. If you've known and been in the Bitcoin space more or less since the beginning, you know about Mt. Gox. MTGOX, Magic the Gathering online exchange, used to be, a long time ago, a website where you would trade your Magic cards. If you've never played Magic the Gathering, it's actually a pretty fun game. It's a card game that folks will play. It's kind of like a little bit of a mix of like it's got like a D&D fantasy feel to it, but it is a card strategy game where you build your own decks and play in a circle, taking turns and trying to win, eliminating other opponents and players. But when Bitcoin got popular, just even a little popular back in 10, 11, 2012, MTGOX became a Bitcoin exchange. They kept the name, but it was no longer a Magic the Gathering site. It became an actual exchange, just like we have an exchange on Coinbase, an exchange on Binance, just like that. It looked just like that with the candles and everything. But everything was sitting on one server, one computer, and it got hacked. So there was this super big lawsuit, and the concern is that 150,000 Bitcoin is about to hit the market because of all this. It's going to get reclaimed and hit the market for sale, and the price of Bitcoin is going to drop tremendously. I haven't even read the article yet. But that's basically what this is about. I don't think I'm going to read it. Just know that it is possible that we increase the available Bitcoin supply by 150K, which, if that's publicly available on markets, that will drop the price. But if it does, I'm just going to buy Bitcoin. I kind of hope it happens, because then I'll just buy a little bit more than I usually do. I set up a monthly recurring on Bitcoin. I think I'm buying $100 worth a month, just kind of automatically through one of the exchanges. But I'll just up that to 1,000 if we get a significant price drop for 1 month. But that's what this is all about. So just be aware that there could be a price drop. If you want to read more about it, you can research this yourself, the Mt. Gox hack. I'm not even reading this article because that's what it is about, and that's what I wanted to talk about. In other news, gold price is holding above 1,900 as ISM service sectors bounces higher. Gold prices continue to hold above 1,900 an ounce as the U.S. service sector found some strong momentum last month, according to the latest data from the Institute for Supply Management. Monday, the ISM said its manufacturing index showed a reading of 57.8% for September, up from August reading of 56.9%. The data were also much better than expected, as consensus forecasts were calling for a reading of 56.3%. Readings above 50% in such diffusion indexes are seen as a sign of economic growth, and vice versa. The farther an indicator is above or below 50%, the greater or smaller the rate of exchange. Although the service sector appears to seeing a sharper than expected recovery after it was devastated by the 19 pandemic, investors are paying much attention to the data. Gold prices are holding on to steady gains. December gold futures last traded at $19.50.60 an ounce, up 0.42% on the day. Not only was the headline number better than expected, but economists are also pointing out better than expected components of the index. The report said that the business activity index rose to 63%, up from August level 62.4%. Meanwhile, the new order index has increased to, blah, blah. If you've actually been one of the people following this channel regularly, as soon as they start getting into all this incremental price percentage increase or decrease news, I stop reading. It's super boring. It doesn't matter. Gold's back up. It's doing well. That's really the gist of that. If we look at coin360.com, things are doing well, generally. And then we can see it from here. Let's look at the big winners in the last day. We know about XRP from the weekend. Any big winners or big losers? NEM, I don't know what that is. I've heard of it. It's doing good. Yearn Finance. Holy crap, though, guys. Look how much it's dropped in a week. Whoever bought into this scam when it was $30,000, I really hope for your sake it goes back up. It is now down $10,000. But it's pumping up today. I don't know. I keep hearing about DeFi, and it's exactly the same as it was in 2017 when it was about ICOs. You got to get into ICOs. You got to do this. That's the hot crypto phrase, motto, trend of this year, if you will, is DeFi. My favorite DeFi coins I've already owned: Ethereum, Cardano. I think VeChain. I think a lot of these things are DeFi. But anyway, I don't own Yearn Finance, though I guess if I was going to buy some now would be the time. I don't know. I used to be about this kind of crap. Now I'm more about the top 5, top 10, top 15, and the lower risk stuff. That's going to do it for the price news. Let's see how things go the rest of the week. I don't recall if Trump is officially out. I think Melania is out. Trump's been tweeting, which is a good sign. Trump has been driving around in his motorcade, which is an awesome sign that he's doing well. And it's good for the markets. Anyway, this week should be very interesting. I mean, this whole next 60 days is going to be nuts, folks. We all should be prepping. Elections coming around the corner. And voter deadlines are passing right now. I think 12 states have deadline today and tomorrow, a couple others. So make sure you're registered to vote, and please, for the love of God, vote Trump. I am incredibly biased. There's no question about that. Anyway, have a great day. I hope to have an update every day this week, and I'll see you tomorrow.